Hello everybody, Bootsy Greenwood here, and I'm breaking down Transurfing a chapter at a time. We're getting closer and closer to the end, which is exciting. I can't wait to make some other videos about some other concepts and some of the questions that I've had so far, and go into some of these concepts even further. I mean, we could talk about this stuff for a very, very long time. This chapter is the dreams of the gods. Remember not too long ago, I talked about the water droplet analogy. I just love that. It makes so much sense to me. I'm kind of obsessed with NDE videos, and I watch a lot of those on YouTube, and it definitely works with that metaphor. You know, just being this droplet of water, that's the shape of our soul. We're here suspended in the air, knowing that we are part of the ocean is what enlightenment is. And at the end of this ride, this game, this cosmic joke, which is very serious, then we, boom, right back into the water, right? Or is it serious? If we don't take it seriously, I guess it's not that serious. Isn't that what vaudeville is all about? Let's talk about the dual mirror. The dual mirror is the idea that on one side of reality, okay, this is the third dimension where we live, okay? And let's say this is us. God, beautiful. This is us here. I always give them a but. I don't know. I've always been kind of a fan of that body part particularly, right? So, yeah. But this is a guy here. It's not a woman. And he shaved half his head off. He's a little bit hipster, all right? We're going to give him some contacts. He's got red eyes, and then he's got a lip ring too. We'll draw that in. Okay. Anyway, so here's this guy. He is in the 3D side of the mirror. Okay. Over here is, well, yeah, you know it. You guessed it. Every lifeline that could ever exist, ever. All the spoons, the infinite spoons. Remember when I say there are infinite spoons? What's happening is this, that our awareness is shifting from reality to reality, like we talked a little bit about in the last video. It's really hard to explain, but basically, like, our realities, our perception is shifting from reality to reality to reality, and that is what is putting those spoons in different places. Because in the metaphysical space, there's spoon, 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 and our perception's bending, right? It's bending between the spoons. So with reality being our dual mirror, whatever it is that we reflect into the mirror, okay? Because we are at the cause here, okay? We are at the cause of what is happening. The mirror, there's certainly scripts that we're navigating through, right? There's definitely some things going on that we can't help, right? There's infrastructures that are built. That's not our doing. And that's not really the mirror's doing either, but that's been, you know, everybody's building their layers of the world. But here are all these realities, okay? And they're all here existent on this side of the mirror. And we get to choose which one of these we want, okay? And that's exactly what we do when we project, okay? With our slide, we project into this space of alternates, the space of variations, what we want to see on this side of the mirror. And this side of the mirror, it reflects that back. Now, there is a delay, okay? There is a delay, and one thing is like holding up your arms, right? If this person holds up their arms like this, what's gonna happen at first? They are not gonna see that reflection, because for things to come from over here to over here, this is mashed potatoes or gelatin or just completely flux, right? In the space of alternates. So at first, the reaction they're gonna see, or the reflection they're gonna see is just them, right? Without the arms up, right? So here we go. Here's this guy, super hipster. There we go. But he gets transurfing. He's a rock and roller. He loves it. Let's not forget that he has a lip ring. And it's going to take a while before he sees this reflection. Now, one of two things is going to happen, and I talked about this before. We can either be here at where we don't want to be, or we can be here where we want to be, right? And we're going to continue to visualize our slide, and we're not going to let go of that thing. We're not going to say, well, because you dip and it's like a rubber band. When you dip, when you start to doubt, any progress you made as the goal moves to you and you move to the goal, any progress that you made just completely, it's gone, right? As soon as you start to dip and doubt and go down and down into our negative cycle, right? So we want to avoid that. But we want to continue to say, hey, my arms are up. And what's going to happen is over time, slowly, this reflection is going to match this reflection, okay? And that's exactly what we're going to have on our physical mirror. Remember, the world here is inert. And then this world, the space of alternates, it is not a physical, solid, third-dimensional world, okay? So what we're doing... Okay, well, I should have checked the battery life that time, sorry. Anyway, so what we're dealing with here is a physical, inert reality, okay? It takes a lot of time for things to happen in this very solid world that we live in. So we want to wait until the reflection shows us what we have projected toward it. And if we're patient, then it absolutely will, okay? Life is a waking dream, remember. This is a dream, and that's why this chapter is called The Dreams of the Gods, because each one of us, every creature, not just us humans, is an experience, an expression of God, a part of his consciousness that's here expressing and experiencing the world. And God is experiencing all these different realities simultaneously. It's his game, okay? So what do we want to do? We obviously, this is a lot of review. We want to observe. We want to shift our attention from like, what can I get, and trying to control, to what can I give and start observing, okay? What can I give? Observe. And then when you find things that you can give, you start to give those things, and then your inner intention is going to be met, okay? We want to reduce importance, go with the flow, and coordinate. We talked about this. There is an alternatives flow that is happening that we have no control of. If we try to swim upstream, we're just fighting and fighting and fighting, and all our energy is just getting sucked away from us, and we can't use it to compose or create our reality, okay? So we need to go with the flow. We need to coordinate. That means we need to bring the heart and the mind together, right? We want to use outer intention and ask the world, what can I do for you? How can I take care of you, the world, okay? And then we start to just walk toward our goal. We take every step that we can. We use our mind to think of whatever it is that we could do. Do we need to write up a resume? Do we need to make a few calls? Do we need to make some emails? What is it that we can do to go ahead and start taking action toward that? Because that's gonna start getting rid of all that excess potential. Remember that if you desire something too much and you can't get rid of that, well, just give up on it, and then you'll be able to, move forward, and you'll be able to get the thing that you desired. And remember too, here's the thing about it. So the evolution of desire, like we talked about last time, everything ultimately becomes mundane in a way. We want to always keep our positivity and appreciate every little small thing. But we want to keep in mind too that dreams don't come true. And if we desire and dream all the time and daydream, and we get attached to these ideas and how they're going to come together, then we're just making it harder. We can still accomplish it, but we're just making it harder on ourselves to reach that goal, because we're putting all this excess potential, all this importance in front of us, and that's just creating more obstacles. So we're just getting in our own way. So we want to release that, release importance, and then just continue to take those steps one at a time. And when something big happens, be thankful, be great. Don't be overly, boisterous and excited about that, because that can backfire you too. It's happened to me. Every being is a dream of God, and our life's purpose is to co-create with God. That's what we're here for. We're here for the transurfing process. We're here to learn this. We just never got a good guidebook, since this one. Maybe there have been a few. I've heard a lot about Neville Goddard now, and I'm starting to look into his stuff, and Castaneda and his stuff. But when I found Transurfing, I just don't think there's anything better and that explains what's going on and how to find your goal better than Transurfing. So, life purpose is co-creation with the world. I take care of my world. Start out with that as your intention. Intend to take care of your world, and you'll be amazed at the things that happen, right? But it's all coming through action, right? We're visualizing our slides and doing all that, but we're taking action. We're stepping. And sometimes maybe the thing that we think we need to do, it wasn't the thing we needed to do, but it doesn't matter because we put that energy out there and we are proving that we're moving towards our goal. So even if it wasn't the right thing this time, well, that's okay. What's the next thing you can do? And use your mind to strategize and think about different ways that you could get to your goal, different ways that you could, different people maybe you could reach out to who could help you with your goal. And what are some ingenious ways that you could offer them value? What's their inner intention? Offer them that, and then ask for help from them as a result. Or just ask for help. There's nothing wrong with that. People want to help you, remember? All right, so evolution versus goals. I like this a lot. Vadim, evolution seems so cold. It's like survival of the fittest, right? But that's not exactly what's going on, if we're completely being honest. What's happening in nature is that every entity, every little being is trying to reach its goal, right? A tree wants to grow and it continues to grow, and that's what it wants, right? And so we adapt and we do things like that. But really, to think about it, every single thing in nature is trying to accomplish its goal. A lot of times that's procreation, right? And what sets us apart is that we have this third eye and inner intention, and we can realize all these things, but sometimes that is the very thing that messes us up. So when watching nature, see how easy it is for the animals to complete their goals. The squirrels are going around and they're getting nuts and they're stashing those nuts, and that's it. That's very basic, very simple, and they're programmed to do that. And we are too. Our hearts know exactly what they want, right? Adaptation is influenced by intention. So this is still going on, right? So like the adaptation and how things evolve in nature, it's all about finding that goal. The intention is, hey, I'm an owl and I need to be able to prey on animals at night. So I'm going to develop to be the ultimate expression of that. So now I have 3 eyelids on each eye, right? I have night vision, and I have claws that do this weird thing where like 2 of them go back here and I can scoop up a mouse with it, and also, I don't know if you know this, but owls can fly silently in the night. So their prey doesn't see them coming. So just an interesting, some really interesting adaptations. These things come along as a necessity to fulfill a goal, and it's brought about by intention. Your intention is God's intention. The frail of your soul is perfect. So the thing you really want when you figure that out, and again, don't be in a hurry, right? Because you don't want to start walking toward the wrong goal and have wasted so much time. If you have, that's not a big deal, because remember, we can forward to the past. But why? Why would you want to do that? Unless you just want to experience what it's like. And again, hey, that's your choice. It's up to you. But your intention is God's intention. So have no doubt that God wants that intention filled. You're a particle of God. And whatever it is that the shape of your soul, your frail wants, whatever that desire is, it's completely endorsed by God and the world around us. So the world wants us to have our toy, whatever that thing is. And that's beautiful. And that's why these feelings of joy are created. And that's how really you can start to feel your heart and mind start to align with each other. Don't ask, don't struggle or demand, just create. Okay. Here's a cool tip too. I'm not even sure if this is in this chapter or not, but I think it's really neat. So, as far as being creative goes, a great thing to do is to go and paint a layer, step away, paint a layer, step away. And I don't know if any of you might be writers or if sometimes you've had dry spells in your creative process or not great ideas, then the best thing to do is start anyway, okay? He gives an analogy that the muse, if you wait on the muse, she's not coming. I mean, think about in a romantic way, like you light all the candles and you clean the house and you get that bottle of wine open and all of this stuff. And sure enough, guess who's not going to show up? You made it so important and then it's just icky and needy. So the best thing to do if you're a creative is to start the process. I love morning pages. I love the artist's way. I think it's great for that. You get up, you just type a bunch of garbage or write a bunch of garbage for 40 minutes. But by the time that you do that and you've implemented that for a few days, man, writing just flows right out of you. The muse shows up because she stomps her foot and she's like, I wasn't invited and you went ahead and started without me. So woof, give it some time, 30, 40 minutes. The muse shows up and then all of a sudden, you're writing a really good sketch or a really good short story or something and you want to come back and edit that, sure, but separate creativity from editing, right? Go in, paint a layer. Very intuitive, very emotional, very creative, very right-brained. Step away, okay? Think critically about what you're doing. Add another layer, right? Creatively, right? And then step away and then back again and step away and back again. And that process, balancing from the right hemisphere to the left hemisphere. It's like you want to just vomit, when you're writing and then go back through and edit heavy, okay? So that's a really cool creative tip. So arms up in the mirror, guys. Arms up. You hold them there. You hold them there and you do not let those things down until reality agrees with you, because it will. Hold your arms up and stare into reality. Ask it what it needs, right? Feel your slide as if you're already there. Visualize the processes, but don't be attached to those processes and feel as though you've already gotten to your goal. And gradually, your comfort zone expands, you allow yourself to have, and then you can step over to the letterbox and achieve your goal easy, freaking peasy, all right? So that does it for this chapter. Man, we're getting close. I'm really, really, really excited. Thank you guys again so much for watching this. Be sure to go over to Transurfing TV, subscribe there. Big news, big podcast is coming. July 1st, we're going to launch the first episode of the Reality Transurfing podcast, and I could not be happier. If you're interested in collaborating with Transurfing TV or just want to reach out, hit me up. Email address solutionsnotrevolutions.com, and also gumroad.com if you are interested in being in the laziest email marketers email list ever in the history of emails and lists and newsletters. And also, that's on Gumroad, right? Gumroad.com/BoostedGreenwood. And then also, if you want to show me some love on Patreon, patreon.com/BootsyGreenwood. I will give you stuff before it comes out. I will give you other stuff too. I'll figure it out. Little videos and little things and sometimes pre-interviews and just smaller glimpses into the world. And as that continues to grow, I'll start adding things there as well. But thank you again very, very much. We'll see you guys next time. Happy surfing.